I just make this AI agent video system to turn your one AI video like this.
Ever feel stuck in a rut? Like your motivation has vanished? You're not alone. We all experience those moments where getting started feels impossible.
Into multilingual videos like this.
¿Alguna vez te has preguntado por qué algunas personas parecen tener una energía inagotable, mientras que otros...
Stell dir vor, du hast ein großes Ziel vor Augen. Ein Traumprojekt, ein spannender Job oder vielleicht...
And we are using Fish Audio for the voice AI, and it's 10 times cheaper than ElevenLabs. These are the available languages for now, and I think they may add more in the future. If you're interested in building an AI video system like this, please keep watching as I'm sharing this AI agent system to everyone step by step now. What you can do is set up this workflow just for once, and you can let AI do the rest of the work for you as you watch your channel grow. And here's the best part. You do not need to be a software engineer to do this. We built this in NNN, a no-code automation tool. So if you know how to drag and drop, you're all set. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Andy. If you're thinking, alright, how can I do this myself? No worries, I got you. I've put together all the resources, prompts, and workflow templates you need in our Andy no-code premium community. This means you don't have to start from scratch. You can literally import the template into NNN and start running it today. We also have a growing community of AI creators who are sharing new strategies every single day. So if you want to connect with others doing cool automation stuff, you'll love it here. You can find the link in the description below. So let's dive into this NNN workflow step by step now. So there are mainly two parts for this Faceless multilingual AI video system. First part is to generate a transcript with Gemma 3 and also the voiceover with Fish Audio. So Gemma 3 is the new model that was released by Google, their most capable model you can run on a single GPU or a TPU. Then for Fish Audio, it's 10 times cheaper than ElevenLabs. Basically, that's how it works for the step 1. And then for step 2, we are going to create the image prompts, then generate the image with Flux image model. So let's go through the notes one by one now. Alright, before going to the details of the step 1, we need to configure the settings first. So we will add a note, the Google Sheet note here, and then connect with your credentials, connect with your document. We will use get row as the operation here. And then we need to connect with your Google Sheets. When you click this, we'll see there are different columns here. Language, voice, topic, music, status, and result. For language, basically we can choose the language from Fish Audio. We can choose, go to Discovery. And these are the languages we can have. For example, in our demonstration, we will have English, German, and Spanish. All right. And then how we are going to choose the voice. We can, for example, for this one, Donald Trump, we can click Use Voice. And we can copy this model ID and then just paste it here as a voice. We can do the same for German and Spanish. For a topic, you can just pick your own one. So in our demonstration, we just choose modification. For the music, we just use the copyright-free music. You can use it here for free. You can just use the same link, and then you can use it for free. For status, there are 3 different status: on, off, done. So if you want the AI system to process the video and try to make the video, you can make it as on for the status. If it is completed, it will be automatically remarked as done. Okay, for the result, it will be the URL for the videos. Okay, so and then for the column, because I just mentioned that we only process the videos that are not yet processed, so we need to have the status to be set on. Okay, so we will filter the column status value on. We can click test step. Okay, it's working. You can see on the right hand side is output, on the left hand side is input. For a trigger, actually you can choose a schedule trigger. For example, you can do it every single hour or every single day automatically. You can replace the schedule trigger with this click trigger. So you can just connect like this. Alright, so for demonstration, I just use click. It will be easier. So we can choose OpenAI message model. Okay, this is the one. And then we can rename it to Gemma 327B. And we are going to use OpenRouter as the account. Then we are going to use this model, Gemma 327B. For the credentials, we can just click this pen button, and then we can just paste the API key that we get from OpenRouter. For the API key, we can just go to OpenRouter, and then we can click this menu button, keys, create key, then we can just paste it here. For the base URL, we need to put openrouter.ai/api./v1. So that's very simple. Then again, we will have the text as a resource, message model as the operation. Again, we're using Gemma 3. For the prompt, this is the user prompt. This is the one. Create a concise, engaging video transcript for 1.5 minutes video. Is about the topic. The topic is referring to Excel. It's drag and drop like this. You can just drag and drop to anywhere you want by referring to this. And this is the language. Again, just drag and drop. The full speech should be in a specific language without other character. So these are the criteria that we need for the transcript. You can amend the criteria on your own terms. Then we will click test step. Great, node executed successfully. We have the message here. Then we are going to proceed to the next step. We are going to add another node called edit fields, and we will double click and click this pen to rename it to prepare script and speed. Okay, so we are going to add two fields, script and speed. For the script, we are going to use string. We can just drag and drop this one. Drag and drop here. I'll show you. Okay, drag and drop here. But then we are going to add more things. Replace all in addition to this JSON message content. All right. So this for the formatting issues. Then for the speed, just 1.1. That's all right. You can just choose when the number is higher, the speed is faster. You can adjust according to your needs. Then we can click test step. Okay, node executed successfully. You can see these are the script in different languages. Then we can proceed to the next step. Let's save it first. This is the HTTP request node. So we can add this one for making an HTTP request and return the response data. So we can rename it to fish audio. That's for creating a voice. All right. Then we are going to use post method api.fish.audio/v1/tts. We are going to choose generic credential type header auth. If you haven't had this header auth set yet, we can click this pen button. We choose authorization, and then we can go to fish audio to API keys, and we can click create new secret key. But before we copy and paste it to our credentials here, when we take a look at the document, API reference, authorization, remember we need to add bearer space. Then we copy and paste the token we have here. Again, we need to add bearer space and then copy and paste this API key here. And paste bearer space and the API key, put it here. Then save, then it's all set. All right, then we will enable the send body. And for the body content type, we use JSON, using fields below. Name, we choose text. And we have the script here. So we can just drag this and drop to this part. For the reference ID, we can go to get configuration and then drag and drop. For the voice, is letting the fish audio knows that which AI model we are trying to use for the voice. Then format, we are going to choose MP3. Prosody speed is the speed we set at the beginning, so we can drag and drop this, and then we can click test step. All right, so we have the output ready. Let's take a look at that.
Ever feel like you're running on empty? Like that brilliant idea you had last week is now just a thought? We all do.
Great. This is the voice from Donald Trump. And this one
Hast du dich jemals gefragt, warum manche Menschen ihre
is
Ziele...
German.
¿Alguna vez te has preguntado por qué
Is
algunos
the
días
Spanish one. Great. Then we are going to the next field to rename the files. For this note, we are going to edit from here, search code. Okay. And you can just copy and paste this one. So the purpose for this note is to rename the files. Because we just have data, I mean the TTS as the file name, we need to rename the files, and I'll show you the output on the right hand side. Okay, so we can see TTS MP3, TTS MP3. We need to add MP3 to the file name. Okay, so it's working. Then we are going to add another HTTP request note. So we can search this one, add here. Then we are going to rename it into upload to temporary storage. So we can go to tmpfiles.org/API/v1/upload. Is for storing your file temporarily. And then none for the authentication. Send body enabled. Form data. We will have end binary file name. For the name we use file. For input data field with input data. Then we can click test step. Alright, so these are the URLs for the temporary storage. Then we are going to download for Whisper, because we are going to get the transcript out of it. So we are going to search for HTTP request, rename it to download for Whisper. We use get method. For the URL, we can click schema. We can drag and drop this one. Remember, after we drag and drop this one, we need to add replace org/ to org/dl/. Alright, so we need to add this part. So let's remove this. Then we will click test step. Great, so everything is ready. Then we are going to the next step, add another HTTP request node. This time we rename it into OpenAI Whisper. We use post method here. For the URL, we will have this api.openai.com/v1/audio/transcriptions. Okay. Then we are using predefined credential type, OpenAI, and then we'll use the OpenAI account. So how to set this OpenAI account, we can click this pen button. Then we will have OpenAI node. Just paste the OpenAI API key. Then the base URL we choose api.openai.com/v1. So that's it. Then we enable the send body. Body content type we have forms data. For the form data we will have timestamp granularities. You can just copy and paste this, and then we put word as the value. Form data model Whisper1. Form data response format verbals JSON, and then NN binary file as the name, and then data as the input data field name, and then we're going to click test step. Great, we have the transcription ready. So this are the tags. So that's the first part. You may wonder why we have already got the script here and why we need to use Whisper to do the transcription and download the transcript again. So let's take a look at this note. When we take a look at the text here, we got the transcript, but when we take a look at the words, we have the starting time and the ending time. And that is critical for us to get the timestamp for different words. It's for us to add the text overlay, the captions for the video. So that's why we need to use the Whisper for the timestamp. Alright, then we're going to step 2 to create the image prompts and generate image. And we're going to add a limit node here, this one, to restrict the number of items that is going to process through this workflow. So we're going to process one item each times. We can click test step. Okay, it's completed. Alright, for the next note, we are going to add code here. This one. And basically is for creating a list of image tags. Alright, we can just go to the community and then under create a list of image tags, just copy this and then paste it here. Alright. We can see a little bit details here. Start time with the first word, set the 6-second interval. Okay, so basically change the image every 6 seconds. Okay. And then, yeah, basically this is the settings for creating the image text. Then we can click test step. Okay, it's working. We're going to add another node called split out. Then we can click test step. By the way, for the fields to split out, we are going to drag and drop this one, groups. Okay, as you can see. We can click test step. Execute, everything is done. So for this split out, we can see these are the words and the starting time, ending time. Alright, so these are being processed through the previous node. Then for the next node, we are going to add OpenAI and then a message model, this one. Okay, let me remove this. Okay. Then we can rename it to Gemma 337B. As for the image prompt. For the credentials, we can choose OpenRouter, text as the resource, message model as the operation. Then we are going to choose Gemma 327B IT3 free. This is the prompt. Alright, for the prompt, we can actually get it from our community here. Or you can just take a screenshot for this. So basically, the prompt is very easy. You are an image prompt designer. Your task is to convert the following transcript text into image prompt for image generation model. Take the context of the whole video story and create custom image prompt for a snippet of transcript. So we have the video story here. We just drag and drop this part. This is the 6-second time frame, and then because we want to have one image per 6 seconds, so we just drag this part for the video story, and then we have the image prompt. This is the sample output. Okay. Then we are going to click test step. Great. The node executed successfully. Then we can actually we can check the prompts. Okay, these are the image prompts. Great. Then we are going to use the Flux model on Fal. So we're going to use the Flux model here. First of all, we use post method. We are going to use this URL to generate the image through Flux Pro. Then we're going to use generic credential type, header auth, and we have Fal account for the header auth. If you haven't set it yet, we can click this pen icon. For the header auth of Fal account, Fal AI, which is this platform, we need to input authorization as the name. For the value is where we need to input the API key. But be aware of that, we need to input key space, then we can paste the key. And how we are going to get the key is fal.ai/dashboard/keys, and then we can add key here. And then we can copy. Again, we need to put key space and then paste the key. So we are going back here, we will type key space, then paste the API key. So API key from here. Great. So basically how it works for setting up the Fal AI account is for using the Flux image model again. So we're using Flux Pro version 1.1 Ultra. All right, everything is ready. Then we are going to enable send body using JSON as the body content type, using JSON here. For the prompt, we can drag and drop this one. Again, we need to stringify everything to make sure that we have the correct format. Okay, then we can click test step. Great, we have everything ready. Then we can go to the next step. It's a wait note. It's making sure that everything got enough time to process. For example, we put 60 seconds. So for now, we can just try, for example, for demo purpose, we can just have 5 seconds. But to be safe, you can have 60. All right, so 5 seconds. Okay, so we have everything ready here. Then we are going to get another HTTP request node, this one, as for getting the image result. Change name here, okay? So you use get method. For the URL, we have q.fal.run, Fal AI Flux Pro request. Then we are going to drag and drop this request ID here, this one, so that we will know which image request that we are getting. Again, for the credentials, it's the same as the previous one. Header auth file account. Then we can click test step. Great, it is successfully executed. We can save. Then we can try to aggregate everything together. We can add aggregate here. Combine the field from many items into a list in a single item. Individual fields. Okay, image URL. So basically it's drag and drop this one. Okay, then we click test step. Okay, everything is set. Then we are going to add another node, code. It's for combining the transcript. All right, for the combined transcript, we also you can just screenshot this code and then you can paste it on your own. So I will show you here. This one. Basically, again, it's for combining the transcript together in one video. And of course, you can just copy and paste this code and then paste it here. Okay. All right. Remember, it is referring to the OpenAI Whisper node. So if you have a different name that you set for this node, then you have to change here as well. All right, so we can click test step. Great, it's done. So we can see different chunks. We can see 3 words per chunk. So we can see three words. You can try to adjust numbers here, number of words as a chunk. And then we are going to do a data mapping. We are going to add edit fields node here, and then change it the name to data mapping. So for force URL, we can go to let's go back. Okay, upload to temporary storage. So that's when we can use it now. First of all, we can drag and drop this, and we need to add something. All right, so we need to add all item index before the JSON. So basically remove this part and replace it with all item index. Then at the end we need to add replace the org/ to org/dl/. Okay, let me remove this part. Then for the background URL, we are going to get configurations. Or basically, yeah, this is the get configuration, the Excel sheets. We are going to get all as well. For the music, drag and drop. So again, we need to replace the item here with all item index. Okay, so that's how it works. And then for the image list, we can go to aggregate image, this one. Okay, drag and drop. For the transcript, we can go to combine transcript, drag and drop these chunks. Or actually, as you can see, when we drag and drop, it's JSON because it's referring to the previous one. But it's better for us to put combine transcript item because it's always referring to this node. And JSON is just referring to the previous node. Okay. Great, so we have everything ready here. The first two we are using string, and then the later two we use array. We can click test step. Oh, because we had the space here, so I need to remove the space again, so let's do it again. Okay, so the output is successfully done. We have the image list, everything ready. Then we are going to generate the video with Andynocode API. For free user, you can just register on Andynocode. You can get 10 videos for free every single month. And for premium members, we will have 100 free Andynocode API rendering quota every month. Of course, if we want to scale up, we can provide another credit plan for that as well. It's just based on the cost that we need to render on the server. So we can add another HTTP request node here as for generating the video again. So we can see this is the URL that we're using. api.andynocode.com/api/function/video generation /image video. Then we are going to use generic credential type query auth Andynocode. Again, for Andynocode, you can just input API_key. Then we can go to andynocode.com and then dashboard. After you register, API keys, and you can just copy this API key. Yeah. Then we can go back here and paste it here. So that's it. And for send body, we need to enable that. Body content type, we have JSON. Specify body, we're using fields below. We have type image hyphen video. Basically, it's referring to this one. This is the endpoint. So you can take a look at the documentation here. But basically, we can just follow every step here. And then for data, we will just use JSON. All right. So we have everything. The voice URL, the background URL, the image list, everything you can see. Great. Then we can click test step. Great. We have successfully executed. Then we are going to add another wait node again to make sure that everything is smoothly done. For demo purpose, I just turn it into 5. You can just put at 60 as well. Okay, then next node, another HTTP request node. You can rename it as get video progress. So for this part, after we have generated through Andynocode API, we need to get the status. We can use this URL, and then we can drag and drop the ID here. Make sure that there's no space in between, so that we can have a working URL here. Again, for authentication, using query auth Andynocode, then test step. Alright, for the error that we encounter here is because we use this solutions. It was a temporary file storage. So for the time being, we have spent quite some time for this tutorial, doing this node by node, step by step tutorial. So the time file is no longer be stored, as you can see, not found. So what we can do, when we actually run this workflow automatically, it is not a matter. So it should be processed. All right, so I run it again, and it's just working. So we can see the output is successfully produced. And when we check it, it's still not updated because we need to run this last node to update the Google Sheets. Again, connect with your credentials for your Google Sheet accounts. and can make sure that you have the correct document and sheet, and map each column manually. The column to match on is the row number. Alright, for the row number, we can actually click this button to enlarge this expression, and then we can try to scroll down this get configuration. For example, we can put here, and we need to add all items index and replace this part. Alright, so that's how it works. We can just use this, and then for the status we can mark it as done, because for now it's still on. We can change it to done, and the result will just have the URL, JSON data URL. So we can scroll back up, or we can just enlarge it, and then URL. Basically this part is just drag and drop like this. Alright, then we can click test step. Great, everything's ready. Let's check our Google Sheet. Yeah, it's updated. So we can take a look at the results here.
Ever feel stuck, like your goals are light years away? We all hit motivation roadblocks. But what if I told you turning things around is simpler than you think?
Okay, then we can have the German one.
Hast du schon mal das Gefühl gehabt, dass deine Motivation einfach weg ist, als ob ein leeres Loch dich zurückhält, deine Ziele zu erreichen? Alle kennen diesen Moment. Doch was macht uns wirklich motiviert?
Great. And we can take a look at the Spanish one.
¿Alguna vez has sentido que te falta la chispa? Ese impulso que te impulsa a alcanzar tus metas. Todos lo hemos experimentado. La motivación a veces parece evasiva, pero te prometo que no es magia.
Great, so that's how it's working. You can choose the voice that you want from Fish Audio, always. You can go to fish.audio discovery, search for the model that you want based on different languages, and yeah, so again you can just click the voice, use voice, and then copy this ID. Yeah, you can always play.
Folks, we're doing things nobody thought possible.
Yeah, you can always click this preview button to play the audio first. Alright, so that's it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed today's tutorial. So now you can develop your own Faceless Multilingual AI video system. If you want to get the template, feel free to join our Andynocode Premium community. And then we provide tech support to help you to debug or help you to tackle any issues that you encountered when customizing your own template. So yeah, so that's it for today. Hope to see you in our community. Feel free to let me know what you think about this tutorial in the comment section. See you in our next video.